Welcome to the Grow Rich podcast by Tech Help Canada, where we share the best online marketing and general business tips. Now for today's host.
Hello, thank you for joining me at the Grow Rich podcast. My name is Gabriel, and in this episode, I want to talk about how Google essentially used your website to replace your website. Here's the thing, you spent months building your website. You published useful content. You earned your way onto page 1 of Google. And then Google took that content, summarized it in an AI-generated answer box, gave users just enough information that they never needed to click through to your site, and kept the traffic for itself. That's what's happening right now to businesses, publishers, creators, and service providers around the world. Pew Research Center analyzed Google searches and found that when users saw an AI summary at the top of the results, they clicked a traditional search result only 8% of the time. When no AI summary appeared, that number was 15%. And users clicked a link inside the AI summary itself just 1% of the time. Ahrefs looked at keywords that triggered Google's AI overviews and estimated that for the number one organic result, the position every SEO strategy is built around, AI overviews cut the click-through rate by 58%. That means you can rank number 1 on Google and still lose more than half your clicks because an AI box answered the question before anyone scrolled down to your link. If you run an affiliate site, that can mean the difference between profit and shutting down. If you run a local service business, it can mean fewer calls. If you sell software, fewer trials. If you publish content supported by ads, less revenue. If you're a consultant or an agency, fewer inbound leads. People talk about AI search like it's just a better interface. It's not just a better interface. It changes who gets paid. AI is not the villain of this story. AI can help people research faster, compare ideas, write better, automate repetitive work, and make sharper decisions. Businesses should use it. Consumers should use it. There's nothing wrong with AI making search more useful. The problem is AI answer engines sit between users and the sources that actually created the value. These systems don't just help people find information, they summarize it, repackage it, rank it, and recommend from it. They give users a finished answer so they never visit the original source. And that's where the economics break. Clicks are not vanity metrics. Clicks become traffic. Traffic becomes leads, ad revenue, affiliate commissions, subscriptions, sales, booked calls, and customers. Customers become payroll, taxes, and investment. Drain the clicks, you drain the traffic. Drain the traffic, you drain the revenue. Do that at scale across enough businesses, and you're not talking about a search feature anymore. You're talking about economic damage. And this is not just a problem for bloggers or media companies. It's easy to dismiss this as publishers whining about lost traffic. That framing is too small. The internet is economic infrastructure. In the US alone, the Department of Commerce says the digital economy added nearly $2.6 trillion in value in 2022. Globally, estimates put the digital economy at $11.5 trillion, roughly 15.5% of global GDP, and that share is expected to keep growing. The internet is where businesses acquire customers, build reputations, and earn revenue. When AI answer engines start intercepting those visits, it's not a content problem. It's a market access problem. Think about what happens when an AI assistant answers, "What's the best CRM for a small business?" and gives a ranked recommendation. It's not just summarizing information. It's influencing demand. It's moving revenue from one company to another based on criteria that nobody outside the platform fully understands. If it answers, "Is this company reliable?" it can affect reputation. If it answers, "Which software should I buy?" it can redirect purchasing decisions. If it answers, "What are the top agencies in my city?" it decides which businesses get leads and which get skipped. Now ask yourself, who gets seen, who gets recommended, who gets skipped, who gets paid? If a handful of private AI platforms can influence those answers at massive scale, this is no longer a normal product update. This is private market steering. Google is the biggest pressure point here, but it's not the only one. Google deserves the most scrutiny because Google is still the dominant search gatekeeper. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority says Google accounts for more than 90% of UK search queries. Google says AI overviews now reach more than 2.5 billion monthly active users, and AI mode has already passed 1 billion. When Google changes how answers appear, entire markets feel it. But Microsoft's Copilot search in Bing gives users summarized answers with cited sources too. OpenAI describes ChatGPT search as a way to get fast answers with links to sources without needing a separate search engine. Perplexity.com and others are all building the same model. Those product descriptions sound helpful, and in many cases they are, but they all reveal the same economic shift. Search used to be a bridge to the web. AI search can become a replacement for the web. The legal system is starting to catch on. In May 2026, a regional court in Munich ruled in preliminary injunction proceedings that Google could be legally liable for false claims made in AI overviews. The case involved AI-generated summaries that linked two German publishers to scams and dubious business practices. Google disagreed with the ruling and said it planned to appeal. But the core issue is significant. The court reportedly treated AI overviews as Google's own generated content, not as a neutral list of third-party results. That distinction matters. Traditional search says, here are pages that may answer your question. AI search says, here is the answer. Once the platform generates the answer, structures the claim, chooses the sources, decides what to include, and presents the result as a synthesized response, it becomes much harder to argue that the platform is just a passive directory. If AI systems can damage a business by making false claims, they create legal liability. If they can drain revenue by intercepting traffic, they create economic policy issues. If they can influence which products, companies, or publishers users choose, they create competition issues. That's the real regulatory battlefield. And the UK is ahead of most countries on this. The UK Competition and Markets Authority has already required Google to give publishers tools to prevent their content from being used to power AI features in search. It's pushed for clearer attribution, better links in AI results, more transparent ranking rules, objective criteria, complaint processes, and stronger controls for businesses. That's the right direction, but attribution alone doesn't solve the problem. A link is not enough. A citation is not enough. If the AI answer gives away the practical value of the source has already lost the visit. If the source loses the visit, it may lose the revenue. If it loses enough revenue, it may stop producing the work the AI system depends on. That's not a sustainable ecosystem. That's extraction. You're training a system on content created by others, using that content to reduce traffic to those creators, and then depending on those creators to keep producing the content you need. Eventually, the well runs dry. So what should AI search actually look like? The goal is not to ban AI answers. That's unrealistic and unnecessary. AI can make search better. It can help users understand complex topics, organize information, surface options, and discover sources they would have missed. But for commercial and high-impact queries, the ones that drive purchasing decisions, hiring decisions, software choices, and business relationships, AI needs stricter guardrails. Instead of saying Zapier is better than Make for most businesses, an AI answer should say something closer to Zapier, Make, and several other automation tools appear frequently in independent reviews. Different reviewers evaluate them on integrations, pricing, workflow complexity, ease of use, and support. Here are the review sources that compared them. Read the original reviews before deciding. That's still helpful. It gives you direction, shows you the decision space, and points you to the sources. But it doesn't replace the work of the people who tested, compared, researched, and published the original analysis. AI can say, here are the sources. It can say, here are the criteria these sources used. It can say, here's where the reviews agree or disagree. But once AI starts saying, buy this, choose that, or this company is better, it's no longer helping you find information, it's steering revenue. And that should come with responsibility. Here's what regulators need to do, and what you should watch for as a business owner. First, AI platforms should be liable for harmful false claims their systems generate. If an AI answer damages your business with a false statement, the platform shouldn't be able to hide behind a vague disclaimer. Second, you should have meaningful control over whether your content gets used to power AI answers. If you invested in research, testing, expert analysis, or original reporting, you shouldn't be forced into a system where your work gets used to replace your own traffic. Third, AI-generated commercial answers should push users toward original sources, instead of decorating the answer with citations as an afterthought. The source should be the destination, not a footnote. Fourth, ranking and recommendation logic needs oversight. If AI systems are recommending products, businesses, or publishers, there should be transparency around what factors drive those recommendations. And fifth, there needs to be a fair exchange of value. If AI platforms use publisher content to reduce clicks to publisher websites, there should be a serious conversation about licensing, revenue sharing, or other mechanisms that prevent the open web from being hollowed out. This isn't anti-AI, this is pro-accountability, pro-business, pro-open web. While regulators work on the big picture, there are things you can do right now to protect your business. Stop relying on Google as your only source of traffic. Build an email list, build a community, create direct relationships with your audience, so that if search traffic drops, you still have a way to reach customers. Create content that's hard to summarize in a box. Original research, detailed case studies, hands-on product testing, proprietary data. These are harder for AI to condense into a 3-sentence answer and more likely to pull users to the full source. Monitor your search traffic closely. If you see steady declines on pages where your rankings haven't changed, AI overviews may be the cause. Knowing where the bleed is happening is the first step to responding. And stay informed on the opt-out tools that are becoming available. Google, under pressure from regulators, has started offering controls for publishers. Whether those controls are meaningful or just performative is still an open question. But you should know what's available. The most dangerous thing about this shift is how quietly it happens. Your website doesn't need to disappear overnight. It loses 10% of search traffic, then 20%, then 40%. Your review site still ranks, but gets fewer clicks. Your business still appears in the answer, but stops receiving the customer. From the user's perspective, everything looks fine. The AI answered the question, the source was cited, the interface works smoothly, but behind the scenes, the revenue chain is being cut, slowly, steadily, and if nobody steps in, irreversibly. That's why this matters right now, not 5 years from now after the damage is locked in. The internet is not just content, it's customer acquisition, it's commerce, it's publishing, it's software discovery, it's local business visibility, it's economic infrastructure that millions of businesses depend on. If AI platforms want to sit on top of that infrastructure and answer the world's questions, they should have rules that match the power they hold. They should not be able to drain traffic, drain revenue, and call it innovation. AI can help users. AI can improve discovery. AI can make the web easier to use. But it cannot become the invisible referee of commerce. not without liability, not without source protection, and not without fair value exchange. Thank you for listening. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. You can also check us out at Tech Help Canada, the small business resource you can ask. You'll find free resources and tools to help you grow your business.